Hey, my friends, my cooking enthusiasts. You know, I feel like I'm gonna do a bunch of these cooking videos, so I need a more catchy intro. Like, how do I address you folks? You know, my cooking pals, my cookies. That's kind of catchy. I'll figure it out. Anyway, right now we're gonna cook breakfast. Simple, right? Fried eggs and hash browns. Everyone can do that. Simple, simple, simple. But what if there's a better way? And I suggest there is. And the first tool you're going to need is a screwdriver. You didn't see that coming. But here's the deal. And this is a secret of the best old school diner cooks. Everyone has a box grater, right? Or you should. But what happens is the biggest holes of the grater are pretty shallow. And so if you grate potatoes on there, which you should if you're doing hash browns, if you grate potatoes on there, the way it comes from the factory, they're going to be very slim, thin, they'll get mushy, they're not going to hold up well to high heat, which you need. So here's what you do. You take your big hole section and your screwdriver, and you start from the bottom. Put it just inside the hole, and pop it out. Pop it out, pop it out. And you do that for each and every hole, working up to the top, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then what happens is they end up being a deeper grab of the potato, which is, you know, beneficial not just for potatoes, but carrots, anything you want to grate, cheese. You get a better curl, a better piece, so that when you, and I leave the skins on, I like that in a hash brown. When you start to grate, you just end up with, you probably can't see that, but anyway, you end up with a better texture of potato. And what happens then is when you end up frying them up, they hold their form, they hold their flavor, any flavors you put into them, paprika, pepper, salt, whatever, attaches better, and so you get a much better hash brown. So I'm going to show you that in a second. There you have it. Perfect sized shreds. That's what you want. Alright, so we're going to put this in a bowl. There's the bowl. And you're going to soak them with water. And what you're doing here is you want to get rid of as much starch as possible. Otherwise, they're going to steam in their own starch and you'll never get a crunchy home pie out of it. Push it around. I'm going to strain this and then do it one more time. And then we're going to put them in a cloth to squeeze. So I'll show you that. This is the second rinse. The first rinse, the water was very dark brown. You can see now it's fairly clear. And that's good. You're getting rid of any dirt, anything on the skins, but also you're getting rid of a lot of the starch, which is important. So then we pour it in the strainer. Oh, don't do that. Do not let a cup drop into your strainer. Hard to do this one-handed. Anyway, so here we go. They're strained a couple times. Good to go. I'm going to wrap them in a cloth and squeeze it, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so I've got a clean towel here, kitchen towel, and we're going to dump the potato shreds in there. And then make a little sack out of it. then we're going to twist and squeeze that water out. Listen to that. That's a ton of water. Not only the water that we soaked them in, but just the inherent liquid in a potato. And if you tried to fry these without doing this, it just wouldn't work. It would take forever, and by the time you get any crisp on there, they'd be burnt. So it's a good thing to get your frustrations out, just squeeze the heck out of it. All right, now they're ready to fry. Okay, so here are the potato shreds, nice and dry, which is what you want. That way they'll have a nice, crispy finish. So let's season them up. You're going to have to wash this towel anyway, so let's just keep it on the towel and season them up. Now this is just salt and pepper. I've only put them together because I'm doing this with one hand. I normally would not do that. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Salt and pepper, a little garlic powder, of course. Paprika, I think, is necessary with home fries, and I use two kinds. This is a smoked paprika, which is, you know, on the sweet side, but it has a smoky flavor, which is nice. Then, of course, you want hot paprika, or I want hot paprika. You may not. And, of course, that adds heat and a different level of flavor. So there you go. Ready to go? Let's put them on the grill. Okay, on the griddle. Cast iron stovetop griddle. If you don't have one, you need to get one. Best thing ever. And so the key about this at this stage, and it's true about almost anything you put on a hot surface, a steak, on a pan or a grill or a hamburger or whatever, when you put it on a hot surface, just leave it. Don't mess with it. You don't want to start stirring this up, and you know, I won't flip this until probably 20 minutes from now. Just leave it alone, let it develop that crust, and it will release itself from the surface. If you mess with it too much, that's when it sticks. So you put a burger on the grill, just leave it. And it'll let you know when it's time to flip, because you can just bump it with your spatula and it'll move. And then it's time to flip. If it doesn't move, step back. So I did turn these about 10 minutes into cooking and realized I had the heat probably too high. And that's an important thing. I mean, heat and cooking, well, heat is the core of cooking, right? So I turned the heat down because I wanted to brown more slowly. And that's true of most foods. I mean, you know, cooking is all about heat control. That's all it is. Like, you know, for instance, a crock pot, slow cooker. There's only one heat. The low setting means it'll get there slower. The high setting means it'll get there faster. But it only comes to one heat, about 350 Fahrenheit. So you got to think about how quickly you want your food to get to temperature. And 9 out of 10 times, the slower, the better. High heat is good for searing. It's good for getting that crust on the outside. But if you really want to get a good flavor build, you want a slower heat. So keep the temp low. Take the time. That's what cooking is all about. Okay, so now you're thinking, all right, Terry, you rocked the hash browns. What about the eggs? I got something for you. So here's a pan, cold pan. Put some oil in there. I like to use a mix of vegetable and olive oil. Use any oil you like, that's fine. But cold pan, I'm going to drop the eggs in. Eggs from my chickens, of course. Once again, if you don't have chickens, Why not? You should. I mean, yard fresh chicken eggs are the best. Alright, so I can't tip it too far, but anyway, a couple eggs in there, cold pan, got some oil, then we'll start the fire, or the electric oil, as it were. I'm going to put it on medium. That's good. No, I'm not going to spice it yet. I'm going to leave it alone, put a cover on, and watch it go. This would be the best sunny side up eggs you've ever had. Cold pan, put the oil down, butter, whatever you want to do, put the eggs in, cover it, medium heat, and just watch it. And as soon as it gets opaque, you're good. It'll be the best you've ever had, guaranteed. Okay, let's check it. This is just probably 3 or 4 minutes in. Looking good, beautiful sunny side up. And I'll salt and pepper at the end, just because, you know, I want the egg to sort of get firm before I add salt to it, because salt might, you know, extract a bunch of liquid and break the egg down before I want it to. Alright, so check it. Done. Beautifully done. Sunny side up. I mean, perfectly done. Sunny side up. Get out of there. Sunny side up eggs. Home fries. Just perfect. And the only thing to add is a little sriracha. Oh yeah. Bon appetit. So, in the end, is it worth making your own home fries? Absolutely. It's worth making your own anything. And when you taste these home fries, if you do them yourself, it's unbelievable. I mean, unless you have a great diner by you, you can get these kind of home fries, okay, you're fine. But learn to make them yourself. Bon appetit.